Hey guys, it's Aaron or Hypothetical Tiger. I'm used to do some speed. If you don't know who I am, quick introduction. Used to do some speed running. Now I learned Japanese. Now I live in Japan. This channel talks about that. I make videos about that, and then that's it. That's basically it. Not much to talk about. Before the video starts, if you see me over here looking, it's because I got notes. I even have notes for the introduction, so I don't forget things because got a lot of things to say. This is what video might be long, so check out the chapters in the description and skip around if there's something specific you want to look at. But it's gonna be a good one, so I recommend watching it all. If you're interested in how I learn Japanese, the process of moving to Japan, and all that stuff, check out my other videos, as well as like my moving in Japan video, which came out kind of recently. Check all that out if you're interested in that. But also check out my social media accounts below. Oh my god, I'm so fancy again. Check out my new Twitter because Twitter banned me and Elon Musk is a bitch. So check that out because it's new and I want more followers. Thanks. My Blue Sky, tweet on that sometimes. Sorry, post on that sometimes. Trying to be better about it, but that's hard. Anime list, when I actually do watch anime and read manga and stuff, I update it there. So check that out, see what I'm up to. And then Discord if you want to ask me a question or and then wait for me to respond in 8 to 45,000 business days. Don't worry, you'll get a response to me eventually. I'm sorry. I apologize. Life is stressful. So yeah, that's basically the little introduction. Also, at points in this video, I'm going to type, okay? I'm going to type the timestamp so that afterwards I can make the chapters really easily instead of jumping through the video like I always do to find out when I stopped and when I started talking about something. Also, it's 5:15 right now, so it's not really sunny, and it wasn't sunny that much today. It was cloudy. So the lighting is bad, okay? I have one lamp, and that's all I got for the lights in this room. I do not have an overhead light because that costs money, and I don't need it. So without further ado, let's move on to the next section, which let me just fucking... Oh, sorry. Am I allowed to say curse words? Damn right I am. So let's put that there, and let's get started. So the first section I have written here is a quick story of how I learned Japanese, moved to Japan. This is just a quick rundown for the people who aren't aware. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know all of this, so you can skip it or listen again if you want. It's up to you. So I originally started in 2018. Eventually took a little break, and by a little break, I mean before we even hit 2019, I took a break and wasn't really actively studying or anything. Still kind of interacting with Japanese online, Twitter stuff, seeing Japanese, but was so bad that it didn't even matter because I just would scroll past it because, I can't read that, gross. So, took a break, and then in mid-2020, in June, actually in about like little over a month, it'll be 5 years, which is insane. I started learning with an immersion-based learning approach. I'm going to hold on. We're going to put this over my face cam so I can't see myself. Hopefully I'm still in frame. I'm not moving, so we should be good. Yeah, we're good. So, started learning again with an immersion-based method after going down the rabbit hole of Matt vs. Japan's YouTube channel. And then learning about the AJAC community and people who learn Japanese through immersion and like just consuming content rather than trying to learn just by textbooks and stuff like that, like I previously was. And then, side note, started learning this method because of Matt vs. Japan. Actually had the chance to meet him a couple months ago, and he's really cool. And I consider myself friendly with him, which is pretty cool when you think about it. That's what I wrote. We had a good time, hung out, went out to dinner, and then went to another place after that. It was a good time, had fun. He's a cool guy. So I came here on vacation in May of 2023. And basically, as soon as I got here, I knew for sure that 2 weeks wasn't enough, and because that's how long the vacation was, and I was like, I gotta come back, gotta find a way to get back into this damn country. And the way I did that was I was able to find a 3-month internship, unpaid lol. I'm basically gonna be reading like exactly what I wrote, because the way I write is how I talk, so that's what I wrote, unpaid lol, internship that I started in August 2023. And I ended that in November of 2023. So only a short amount of time. So towards the end of that internship, I was able to get an interview with a Japanese company. And that interview ended up turning into a job offer. And the crazy thing is that interview and job offer came about 2 weeks before I was supposed to leave Japan. So I was freaking out like I'm screwed. I'm gonna have to leave. I'm gonna have to go back to America. What am I gonna do? Not gonna be able to get a job in Japan. No one's gonna take me. I'm gonna have to sit in my room and cry forever for the rest of my life. But 2 weeks before I was going home, got the job offer, and it took a lot of stress off me. And then the next stress was waiting for the visa, so that was fun. Next, just went home, waited for my visa approval, which I got in early January of 2024. And then I was able to come and live in Japan starting in February 2024 with a 3-year engineering visa. 3 years, baby. Ooh, 3 years, baby. My application, I put 1 year because my company was like, if you put 1 year, then it'll make it faster, maybe. And I'm like, okay. And the Japanese government was like, you're so cool. We love you. We're going to give you 3 years, baby. And I was like, yes, let's go. So got 3 years, and now I'm here. One of those 3 years is already over. Can you believe it? So, from there, I'll talk a little bit about my job. So, let's do another timestamp. Sorry, 6:05. Oh my god. Also, I'm not sure if I should keep the thing over here, but then I gotta look over here and I look dumb, or I keep it over here, but there might be a glare in my glasses and I can't see my face, so I don't know if there was actually a glare in my glasses. So if there's a glare this whole video because I keep it in front of me, I'm sorry. I tried my best, and by that I really didn't. But you know, what are you gonna do? Okay, life. When life gives you glares, you complain about it. So explanation of my job: I work at a dispatch company, or hakken gaisha, if you want to be all sophisticated and use some Japanese because you know the Nihongos. Basically, employee of that company, and I get dispatched or contracted out to different companies to do contract work for that other company for who knows how long. Depends on the contract and the project. So I have a full-time employer, but I don't actually do any work for them. Like, I'm kind of just like, I'm just the dude who works there, but I go somewhere else and I do work for another company. But then they're like, yay, give us money. And it's like, yay. Cool. So that's kind of the rundown of what it is. And easy way to get a visa because you get a job. That's like why it's easy to get a visa, because it's a job. But I wouldn't really recommend it if you're someone who values a high salary, maybe not even high, a mid-range salary. Anything that's not low, if you value that, or you value consistency in your job and not having to worry about stressing about your job and like your position. Not necessarily because you're gonna get fired, but because it's all contract based. So the project that you're on you might find out 3 months before the contract ends that it ends and you're gonna have to go to a new company. Which, spoiler alert, I found out about a month and a half ago that my current contract ends in June. So even though my company that I'm at likes me a lot, because of budget issues, can't have me anymore, even though they would like me. And if you do, I'm not going to say it out loud, but if you do a little bit of Googling about some big Japanese companies that are having a little bit of financial issues at the moment, 750 billion yen deficit, you might figure out where I am right now. But they not doing great, so they're like, goodbye, buddy. And I'm like, all right, cool, sad, great. So from middle of June onwards, I'm going to be dispatched to another company. And the reason why I said the consistency, not just that switching companies, but the job itself could change. I'll talk more about this in a little bit at some point where I talk about my job. Actually, maybe I don't very much. I don't know. I talk about something somewhere. Probably my future stuff with the job, but doing like a project management type job right now. And the next company I go to might not even be that. I might have to go and do a programming job, which isn't bad per se. Is like programming, cool, new job, but it lacks the consistency to really build a career and build off of things. So that's why I don't recommend it if you value the consistency. And if you couldn't figure out by me as a human being and all the videos you watched of me, and like maybe if you know me personally, I value both those things, consistency and having money to live on. So I'm looking into switching jobs, and I will talk about that later when I talk about my plans with jobs and stuff in the future. So I'm hired as a system engineer, so I'm expected to have a base programming knowledge, and it's in Java, have some understanding of system design, and also some knowledge of MySQL. But because it's all contract based, the job I'm currently at has nothing to do with those things, and I'm learning different skills and stuff, which is great and cool. And I actually kind of like what I'm doing now, so I'd like to build something off of it. But because from June onwards, I don't necessarily have a choice. It's kind of I do interviews with companies, and then if one's like, "Yo, we like you," then I'll go there and I'll do whatever I'm needed for whatever project for whatever amount of time. So yeah, it's fun, stressful, a lot of stress, but it's a job. I get paid and I live here, so that's cool. So yeah, that's why I don't really recommend it if you value those things. But that's kind of a little explanation of my job and what I'm doing. I think I go more in depth of like my actual position now. That's just my overall like position at the company, my title at the company at the moment. So next, I'll talk about my first couple months of being here. Until I'm done with the job training. There was a training for this job, and it was about 3 months. So I'll talk about that now. So basically, my first couple months being employed with the company, had training, which was a Zoom call every day in like a Zoom like class type of thing, for 8 hours every day, doing trading tasks to build that basic programming knowledge that they wanted, which personally, as someone who went to college for half programming, half design type stuff, I already had the programming knowledge, and the system design stuff was kind of new. But overall, I knew most of what I was being trained on. So it was a lot of 8 hours of sitting in a Zoom call and knowing kind of what's going on and it not being super new information. So that wasn't the most entertaining 3 months of my life, that's for sure. And then once you get like closer to the end of 3 months, start interviewing at companies so that you can get a placement once your training ends. And I got lucky. I got placed before my 3 months ended. So the training ended sometime in May, and then like mid-May, I think. And then from the end of May onwards, I was working for a different company, basically. So my next bullet point, I already talked about it, about the end of the training, getting with the new company, and then that was at the end of 2024 of May, and then the contract going till June of this year. Just there's not much to talk about those first 3 months. From like February till March, I did nothing because nothing started yet, so I was just like living in Japan and like just walking around and doing nothing. And then March onwards was when I actually started the training and sat in a Zoom call all the time. So there's not really not much special. Now in this time, I was we're playing the field, trying to play the field. As you know, if you watch my previous video, I moved in with my girlfriend, who I actually met in May of that year, met in May of last year. And, so February up until May, playing the field, looking at dating apps, trying our best, okay? Trying to make it in a new country, new world, trying to, find the love of my life. So I got lucky, and I got a girlfriend. I live with her. Her name is Miju. Oh, name reveal. Oh, my God. So I met her on a dating app, and we clicked pretty quickly. So I knew, like, if I'm interested in someone, I normally know pretty quick. And this was one of those cases where I was like, oh, okay, I like this person, want to talk to them more, sick. If you were interested in the dating app, I think it was with something. I don't know. It's like not gray, like brown. Starts with a W, I think. If you want some advice from me, if you're in Japan and you know Japanese, don't use Tinder or Bumble because it's all only people who know English or want like an English partner. Use the Japanese dating apps like Tapple. I think Pairs is one. I didn't use that, but I use Tapple and Withs or whatever one I met her on. Use those because you stand out because you're not Japanese, and then you know Japanese, so like there's like a lot of like first like, oh, I want to talk to this person, like that's new. You stand out in the crowd of Japanese dudes on the app, so those worked out for me. went on a couple dates. We talked to some girls. Practiced a lot of Japanese like messaging and stuff because I would just message like anyone I matched with. I messaged and then tried to keep the conversation going as long as possible. And then if we met in person, we met in person. If not, maybe exchange lines and talk there, depending on like if it wasn't going to go anywhere. Yeah, great Japanese practice, I'll say. So I met her in May, but at that time we weren't able to meet in person because she went back to where she's from, Aomori, which I talked about this in another video, but she's from Aomori. And so we talked on the phone, texted daily until she came back to Tokyo. And so basically, like, during that time, without even meeting, it was kind of like, oh, we both like each other. Basically, like, we're dating, like, already, like, pretty quickly from, like, meeting. Like, there wasn't much of a, like, gotta figure this out type of period. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, let's go. Because it was, like, it was pretty seamless and just, like, we both knew quickly that this was gonna be something and not just, like, hey, let's talk for a couple days and then never speak again type of thing. Once we met in person, spent a lot of time together, and I knew that she wasn't just someone I was going to be like, oh, I don't like you anymore, and then leave. So, because not that I'm like that a lot, but I'm a weird person, and as you can tell. So if someone doesn't get my attention quickly or have reasons to keep my attention, I can probably, like, I'm just like, this isn't dating. I'm not talking about every aspect of my life, but in dating, it's like if they don't keep my attention and like I have like a reason, I get kind of bored and I'm just like, oh, you're kind of like, you're not that fun. Like, no offense, girls who I didn't pick, but that aren't watching this. But she was really weird right from the get-go, like in a good way, and I was like, oh, great, because I love weird girls because I'm weird as hell. So something that like show like they're standing out from the rest and they're not the same. It's like, yes, let's go. So I knew that it was going to be something good from like pretty quick. Have another bullet here. Could tell that things would work out, and then we both had a similar idea of what relationships we wanted and like how to deal with things within the relationship. I'll say she's not very... There's parts of her that are completely Japanese, obviously, but there's parts of her that are like a little bit different from the norm. She's more like open to talking about her feelings and actually talking about things instead of hiding things and be like, daijoubu, even though daijoubu janai. So things worked out and it was nice. We kind of like were looking for the same things, and I felt like we could navigate things well together. So that was cool. So now that we're living together, it'll actually be a year. On May 11th, say thank you. Say thank you. Say congratulations. I appreciate it. Thanks. Give me a good clap. We did it. 1 year. Woo, almost. So we're gaming. One of the highlights of me being here, honestly, is her. And I know that if I didn't meet her, I wouldn't be as happy as I am. Not just because like, oh yeah, girlfriend, I'm so cool. Yeah, like let's go. Like not even that. Like just having someone who you really like click with and like can like be yourself with and share things with, and you know all those fun things that you do in a relationship with someone who you really care about and who really cares about you, it's great. Like there's nothing to complain about with that, and that's, I think, if you're interested in like relationships and dating, that's probably all you want. So can't really complain with that. So I'm extremely grateful to have her in my life, and I'm lucky that I met her. I'm glad that I was on that dating app. I'm glad she was on that dating app because she's not someone who used dating apps at all, and she literally only used it because someone at her job told her to and was like, just go for it. And she was like really like iffy about the whole thing. So I'm glad things worked out. That's pretty cool. I don't really see things ending soon. In parentheses, if ever, honestly. But I'm not really thinking too much about that because I don't know why dwell on things that like you don't know for real. Like it could crash and burn tomorrow. It couldn't last forever. Who cares? So I'm just gonna continue enjoying being with her and spending time with her every day, which is kind of hard not to do because we live together. We're both basically home all the time. So that's it's going well. It's great. So that's how I met my girlfriend and how I was here. So I came, had a couple months work training, and just being a bachelor and walking around Tokyo to a book off and going, oh hell yeah, stuff like that. And then I met her, and then we come to the end of May, and I'm starting to work at my company that I got dispatched to. So I have a couple bullet points about that. Just some slight things. There's not really like the job is not too much to talk about. There's really not that much. So you'll see now because this is the starting work, and then there's another one work up until now, and it's not too much because it's not super complicated, and I think you'll understand once I read it. But when I started working there, the person before me gave me an explanation. It wasn't bad. They helped me out with a lot of good things, but it wasn't as comprehensive as maybe I would have liked. So I kind of felt like I had no real idea what the day-to-day tasks were supposed to be and what was expected of me. So until I started doing myself, and then I kind of was like, okay, well, I'm going to do this, this, and this because I know that he told me to do this. And these other things that I'm not 100% clear on, at the beginning, I'm just not going to do those. And if someone says something, then I'll do it, and I'll be like, oh, darn, sorry. And then we'll move from there and do it that way. So, things were going well. Me just doing that, honestly. I was always nervous if things were actually being done correctly because I felt like I finished my task pretty quickly, and I had a lot of time where I didn't have any like pressing things to work on until like the next meeting or the next day even. So a lot of free time with that, and like just getting my stuff done, and it went pretty well, honestly, because everyone loves me. Like every time I'm not saying this is like, yeah, everyone loves me, I'm cool, like, because I trust me, I don't think that way. But every like time I got like feedback from like someone that I worked with or someone from my company would mention someone from the company that I'm at, they would always be like, yeah, they all love you, like you're doing good. Like it's all remote basically, going into the office every now and then. Almost every time I would go into the office, my one boss would be like, oh yeah, the project manager really likes you, dude, and he's glad you're here and you're helping him out a lot. And personally, I was like, I don't understand, but okay, thank you. So I guess I do a good job sometimes. I doubt myself a lot in that part, but I get things done. I get what they want me to do. So I guess that's all that matters. As I mentioned, it's remote, and I don't really go to the office very often. So especially at the start, I didn't really get to interact with coworkers, even in the office, because I don't know what it is, but like I don't know if it's the open office concepts where everyone has like the desk cubicle thing and you can see each other and stuff, but like no one really, like, even when I was there, nobody within my team really talked to each other outside of important things. So I didn't go out of my way to talk to anyone because I'm scared. And a lot of coworkers, people that I directly work with, are offshore, so I didn't really get to interact with them at all and do anything with that. It was all just like Microsoft Teams messages and emails and stuff. So, not really anything special there. Just going to the office for like the first week, and then from there it was like fully remote and just doing my stuff at home. Not really any like stories, not really any nomikais, not really anything, because there just wasn't that experience for the not experience. There wasn't really that like the opportunity to create those bonds and do stuff like that easily. Like I'm sure I could have went out of my way, but I'm not one of those people, even if I would want to be. It's just not who I am. So not really much, honestly. And that kind of continues on to the work until now part, which we're at right now. I follow Jira tickets. I lead some meetings in English and in Japanese. Whatever the project manager needs, I help him out. I do those tasks. I have some spreadsheets I make every week, and I show him in a meeting to give like rundown of stuff. Within the last couple months, because of the budget thing, they're downsizing the team, and one of the positions cut is my position, and someone's coming in to take over the role of the project manager, who is my boss, and then my position as well, and doing all my stuff. So that one person's going to be doing basically everything with the project. And the training of that person was basically put on to me. So I had to teach not only my job, but the project manager's job, which if you haven't followed, I wasn't the project manager, so my job was different. So I didn't really know exactly what his job was and everything, but I had to teach his job. I think you can see the problem there. So I guess a good thing about it is it kind of taught me more about what he did, and I had to learn more stuff and think for myself on how I would fix certain issues and do stuff if things came up in order to help out the new guy and get him to a point where he didn't need help anymore. We're finally at the point where he's doing stuff by himself and it's kind of hands off. So now until June, I'm kind of just like hands off, watching, making sure he's doing the stuff that I did and everything, and things are going smoothly. And so far, it's been going fine. So my amount of work I've had to do has dropped even more because it's kind of already been taken over by him, and I'm just waiting until my contract ends now. So kind of not too much to talk about with it. Not bad. I like it. It was I like the work on the project manager side of products, because bad at programming, bad at design. Went to college for both those things, but it was a thing where my major was like, put your hands in both, but you're not good at them. Like, I can do some design, can do some programming, but wasn't good enough at either of them because it was so spread out with the major, so there wasn't like a focus. So I wasn't able to get good at them unless I did things out of class, and God knows me in college was not doing things out of class like that. So I just never got good enough for those things. So I like this because it lets me be in the middle of the programming and the design kind of, and like do some things I liked for my classes, like handling a product and talking to stakeholders and doing stuff like that. So I've been enjoying it, but it's not super eventful, at least in my position, because I'm more of like an associate rather than the actual project manager himself. And I'll talk about this later with what type of job I want in the future, but definitely would like to move into more product owner, product manager, project manager type position from here. And I'll talk about my ability, if I think I can do that, a little bit later, because that's a big part of my stress right now. Woo, go stress. But we'll get to that. So that's basically what work was all the way till now. I guess my next thing. This is the bread and butter. Okay, if you know me, I love finances. I love money. I get stupid about it. I have spreadsheets. Okay, so we're gonna talk about money, and I'm gonna be pretty accurate and in depth here. So if you're really interested on like my life and seeing how I live here with the amount of money, I'm going to give you numbers, and you're going to be able to actually get like a pretty good understanding. Not to the exact 1 yen, but I rounded a bit. But these are all pretty accurate numbers, so I hope you're excited, because I'm excited to talk about it. So first bullet point I've written, I'm super strict about and careful about my finances, to the point where I have 2 different spreadsheets for daily spending. One is like an overall budget for the entire month, where everything has a category, like fast food is a category. Amount I spend goes in there. I have another one for my daily spending where it's the exact same type of budget thing, except for I track exactly where the money is being spent. So instead of a category for fast food, I have different cells like McDonald's, KFC, like this restaurant, how many times I went through the month, and then the amount of money that was spent. So I know exactly, I could tell you for the month of February of this year how many times I went to McDonald's and how much money I spent exactly. Like that type of level of spreadsheets, because I have it all monthly for that as well. Another spreadsheet to track like investments in the good old stock market. When I buy, when I sell, holding forever, diamond hands, but keep track of my buying, just so I know for eventual tax purposes, because of brokerage things. They don't keep track of it because, it's a long story, because of living in Japan as a U.S. citizen and trying to invest is stupid. So I have that for keeping track of that. And then I have another spreadsheet for my overall net worth, where like savings, investments, debt, all that stuff is on that one. And my next bullet point is show the Sankey diagram and just talk about it. So I created a little Sankey diagram. I think that's how you pronounce it. Not 100% sure. But you might see these on Reddit and stuff. Always thought these were cool, and I'm always like, how do I make one? And so I was like, what's the best way to show my finances for the video instead of just talking and then everyone go, yeah, you're just saying numbers. I don't know what you're saying. So I made one of these. So this is gonna basically go from my net income to where it goes every month. Hope you're excited because these are the real numbers. Here we go. So it's over there. Wow, so you can't see my mouse. I'm not going to move the mouse anywhere to like show you. But I'll just go one by one from the top to the bottom and give you an overview and kind of talk a little bit about it, each one if possible. So, as you can see, this is my net income. So net income monthly. This will go up in a bit because I just got a raise. Ooh. But not a crazy amount. So just this is what I've been living on, basically since after the training period was a little bit less money. So less than this. Think about that. And it went up from actually starting working at the Gemba. So net income of 186,000 yen a month. If you want me to describe that in one word, it's shit. Okay, that's it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be honest. It's shit. But we'll talk more about that, I'm sure. So, start rent itself. This isn't utilities. Rent itself is 40,000 yen every month. Now I have the beautiful opportunity of living with someone, and we split that. So back when I was living at the share house alone, I was paying 73,000 yen a month for rent, utilities, internet. Utilities is including internet. Rent and utilities was 73,000 a month by myself. And I was living in like a giant share house. I had to use a shower room with individual showers. I didn't have my own shower in my room. I had my own toilet, but that was it. Didn't have a kitchen. Like everything was shared. All of that stuff. So living with someone and having our own apartment, not just good for quality of life, great for saving money as well. So 40,000 yen a month for rent. As you know, I went to college, and I went to college in the United States of America, which means you're going to have to take out student loans probably. I have federal and private student loans, but because I'm out of the country and have $0 taxable income because I make nothing, my federals are basically on hold for basically forever. So the private loans, though, still got to pay those back. So I pay approximately 25,000 yen a month. That fluctuates up and down because of the exchange rate. One of the reasons why I want to take out those loans as soon as I can, because it's annoying having to care about how the dollar is doing to the yen, because I earn all my money in yen, but I have to send money to the US monthly for loans. So that's annoying. But yeah, about 25,000. It went down recently because the dollar sucks because Trump's a moron. So dollar's been going down because he's just having fun crashing the economy for no reason. So about 25K for that. Utilities. This is gas, water, electric, and internet. Me and Miju both go half and half on these. So it's about 9,500 yen a month for all of those, which I think is kind of reasonable. Internet, it's one flat fee. Water, I feel like, is always super cheap. Electric went up towards the end of winter because I was too cold and I needed to use the heater. So I used the heater and it made the usage go up. Gas. The annoying thing about gas is that there's two types of gas you can get in Japan, or at least at least in Tokyo, as far as I'm aware. Sorry if you live somewhere else and this is wrong, but there's two types. You can either get the city gas or propane. City gas is apparently way cheaper than propane, and so of course, our luck, we can only get propane at this apartment. Let's go. So we have propane gas, so it's more expensive than what city gas would be. But we don't really use the gas too much. I have a lot of issues with food. I'm a monster. So I literally basically make all my meals exclusively in an air fryer. So that doesn't use gas. She doesn't use gas too often. Sometimes, but really not that often. So the only gas that's being used is to heat up our water for showers, and sometimes you're a degenerate and you don't take a shower for a couple of days, okay? So gas really, even though it's more expensive than city gas, it doesn't feel crazy. Because I never have I don't have an experience paying for city gas and now paying for propane, so I don't really know how more expensive it is because I just never had to pay for it. But also because it doesn't get used too often to really get a high usage and maybe cost as much as it could. My phone, I gotta pay for a phone, need a phone. I have a phone plan with Ahamo for about 3,000 yen a month. That's for 30 gigabytes of data. I don't use any of that now because I'm always at home, and so at the share house the internet sucks sometimes, so I had to use the my data a lot, so I ran out. But here I have Neuro Hikari. Wow, dude, foreigner. 1 gig fiber, so the internet is great here, and I don't need to worry about using my phone data, so I never use it. Don't have texting and calling all cost money, but I don't text or call, so it doesn't really matter. So on the off chance I have to call someone or I get a call, I just get charged however much because it doesn't happen often, and if it is, it's a very quick phone call for whatever reason. So 3,000 yen plan is all good for me. I invest about 10,000 yen a month at the moment. I started this at the start of this year because I just wanted to get into it and get into the habit, even if it was a little bit, because I'm super obsessed with the idea of retirement. Not to the fire point where I'm gonna ruin my life like some people do to achieve it, but I would like to retire early if possible, so I want to start investing and get that started as soon as possible and up that amount as I go. But right now it's 10,000, which I'm not going to tell you exactly the funds that I invest in, but it's very boring. I'm not doing anything like, oh yeah, we're going to ride NVIDIA calls to the moon. I don't even know what that means, dude. I don't even know what a call or a put is, okay? That's how much I am so boring, okay? I literally put, my ratio is 70% into the US stock market and 30% in international. That's it. It's very boring. Just some ETFs. 2 ETFs, okay? That's all I put my money into right now. It's very boring. Just some diversification, having some US, having international. I'm a big fan of r/Boggleheads. So if you go there, you'll be able to figure out at least a possibility of what I'm in. It's really not a big deal. But yeah, 10,000 a month right now. Would like to up that as we go and as I make more money. I definitely have the plan to do that soon. So, fun. Groceries, 25,000 yen a month. I don't even really hit that. It's been about 20,000 a month most months recently. I always buy my groceries at Gyomu Super. It's great. I just buy big bags of 1 kilogram bags of food stuff that I want, and I eat it. And I eat once a day because even though I have the money to eat twice a day, I'd rather save the money, and I'm kind of okay with once a day. Sometimes I eat 2 times a day. Like today, I ate a little lunch because I was feeling hungry. But I'm okay at one dinner a day. I've been doing that since I was a kid, really, by choice. Like high school, really just had a little bit of a snack at lunch and then existed through the rest of the day. Got home, ate a big dinner, ate snacks, went to sleep, did it again the next day. College, I ate more, but that's because I was fat. If you look at my college some pictures of me from college, face is round as hell, dude. I saw some of those pictures recently, and I was like, holy shit, who is that guy? Yeah. Don't really do that anymore, just once a day. 25,000. Don't really hit that ever. Next is my Suica card, which I use for the trains, for transportation. I have 3,000 yen a month on there. Depending on the month, we don't go anywhere sometimes, or we don't have to ride the train, or I don't have to go to work. I don't have to go in, so I don't have to pay for the train. So, and I get reimbursed that. So, do I really use it? Good question. But 3,000 just in case. I have it in the budget, just if we're going places, up to 3,000. And I guess I'll say this now in the middle of this. This is stupid to say this in the middle of this. Should have said it at the start, but all these numbers, especially things like groceries, Suica, dining out, all of these ones that I'm going over from now on, they fluctuate. They can go down, they can go up. it just depends. They're not. It's a budget in that this is what I would like to spend, but if I go over those, it usually one of the other categories is lower to make up for the difference. But I don't strategically go, oh my god, I'm 500 yen over the budget on this category, so that means this category needs to be 500 yen less. It's like if I go over budget in a month, I don't really care because I know exactly how much I'm spending, and I know if it's too much, and I make the decisions to mitigate that. My savings is always going up. It almost never goes down in a month. So I'm more lenient than I could be. I could be really stupid about it, but these numbers go up and down. So 3,000 is like at most I would want to spend. If I have to spend more, whatever. Dining out, 6,500 yen. Rarely hit this. Just because I like the Gyomu Super food and it's good. So I'm fine with eating that. Sometimes I've been going out more recently, but usually that's like once or twice, and it's not to like maybe McDonald's or something, more like an izakaya or something where like you can rack up the money if you eat a lot. And because I only go out maybe once or twice a month, I usually eat more. So I think lately I've been spending like 7,000, maybe 8,000 yen a month. It's okay. It doesn't. Some months that number will be 0 or 2,000 yen. It just depends. It's not a hard number at all. Life, fun. So things like I say Amazon there, basically like important things like shampoo, body wash, toothpaste, stuff like that. Boring stuff that like, or for example, what did I buy on Amazon recently? I bought a dresser. You can't see it, but I bought it. It's on my Twitter. You should go check out my Twitter. You can see all the Monogatari merch I have on top of it. It's awesome. But I bought that dresser. That goes into the Life Amazon fund. The dresser was over the 10,000 yen. Oh boy. But yeah, things like that. Smaller stuff that don't have a defined category. Just like kind of need these for life or want them for life or whatever. For fun, 25,000. The last couple months, last 2 months, little secret between you and I, definitely gone over 25,000, probably around 40,000 with that. But at least at the start when I first moved here, that 25,000, like it wasn't built into the budget. And if I did spend more than 10,000 on myself, like other than like the like dining out, if you want to count that as like a fun type thing, I would be kind of annoyed if I spent over 10,000 yen. So 25,000 is like a lot for me. And it still feels like a lot. So I don't go over it often. And if I do go over it 1 month, I usually rein it in the next month and go, yeah, we're not doing that again, dog. Like that was a bad choice. Or maybe not a bad choice, but like let's lock it down a little bit. So I have 25,000 in there, but I'd say out of 12 months of the year, 3 or 4 of those months, I actually go over that, I'd say, or hit it. Other than that, it's staying under. Sometimes as low as 5,000, 6,000. It doesn't go crazy just because I stop myself and I don't do a lot of things that maybe I could do and I could afford within that budget, but I don't do because priorities, I guess. I guess that's one way to put it. And then after all of that, the extra money is 29,000, and that goes to savings. Obviously, because all of those are just like, if I spend that much, only 29,000 is left, and that goes into savings. Some months it might be less if there's like a lot of expenses for something and it needs to happen. Some months it might be a lot more. Some months, for example, did I mention this? Oh. Sometimes I do get money from my parents. Not like as like, oh, rainy day fund, like don't die, brother. Like nothing like that. But like Christmas or like birthday, give me like a gift of money because that would help my life. So they give me that. And whenever I do get money, I usually take 1 or 2 months worth of my student loans and I put that in my American bank account where I pay the student loans from. I like say they give me $500, for example. I take 2 months of my student loans, put it in that account, and then whatever's left from the 500 gets transferred into my Japanese account and goes into savings. So some months, like for example, my birthday was in March. So for the last for March, And then from money I had left over from Christmas. So March, April, and May, all of that money for my student loans was already in my account. So I didn't have to move any money over from yen. So basically, for the last 3 months, and even January and February, because of Christmas money, I haven't, basically this entire year, I haven't had to send any money from yen to USD to pay my student loans. So basically every month for the past 4 months, I've had 25,000 of extra money to the budget. So if you see, just with that, we're already over 50, what is that? I can't do quick math. 54,000 yen just saved if you follow this budget exactly like that. So that's how I can save a lot of money some months if things like that happen. And then that's not just the student loans being paid for already. Whatever money I transfer into the Japanese account, say 20,000, 30,000 yen, you can add that to the savings. Boom. Like just with that, without cutting out, without going down on groceries, that's with spending 25,000 on fun, I could be saving like 60, 70,000 yen right off the bat without doing anything. So that, I think that's something also to pay attention to when I mention my savings amount, because with 30,000 a month, it would be hard to get to the number I am without truly cutting out something, like a lot of things a lot. So I'm lucky and grateful that I have parents who give me money for my birthday and Christmas and stuff like that. So that really that helps me out and lets me build my savings more. They also helped when I moved. They gave me money towards the move, so that I was aggressively saving all the money I needed for the move so that I could pay it, but they offered to give me some money to help with the move, so I did not have to deplete. I think for the move, I saved up about 250,000 yen. And they gave me basically money that covered almost everything for the move, and I'm so grateful for that. So my savings didn't have to go down. So I lucked out with that. That's not everyone has that opportunity, I understand, but I just want to be like clear, and so everyone understands and doesn't get confused how these numbers make sense. So that helped me not have to worry about certain things like that. But other than that, I don't get money from them like every month or something. There's nothing like that. It's just birthday, Christmas, and if there's something like the move like that, and that's about it. Let me see if there's anything. Yeah, I always save more than the number the diagram says. Yep. Got the raise. Won't see any of that raise money until the end of May, the end of May's paycheck. So this month, paycheck in like a week, will be same salary as what you see here. So none of the numbers have been adjusted yet, and they won't adjust until May. So this is where we get into savings. Fun. Right now, I have about 530,000 yen saved. It's not a crazy amount. For me, it's a large amount, and I'm happy about that. I'm proud of it. I want it more. It's not enough, but I'm super serious about building an emergency fund of 750,000 yen. The reason for that is I want to have 3 months full living expenses for not just my portion, but Miju's portion as well. So 500,000 yen should be enough to cover 3 months for both of us, definitely. So just in case, if anything happens, I want that money. So not necessarily like, oh, we can't work, let's use all 500,000. But if something comes up that's a bigger expense and need to pay, I want to be able to have at least 3 months, because I think that's a good amount of money to have just in case for whatever happens. And then also enough for an emergency round trip plane ticket, which it seems like from when I looked, I could get one for 250,000 yen. Might be less, might be more. I haven't looked since that day, but I decided 250,000 is my number for that. So that puts my emergency fund that I want at 750,000 yen. So I'm about 200,000 away, 220,000 ish away from that. So very excited to hit that number. I would like to hit that number as soon as possible, because I will be able to feel a lot more calm and be able to start moving money around into different things that I also want to focus on. So, for example, once I hit that number, I want to, because the student loans thing, I hate that, and I don't want to keep sending money over. I want to save money in my Japanese account, specifically towards student loans, to eventually make a lump sum payment. Um, Now you're probably like, why don't you just send it all over and do an extra payment every month? I could, but I have a feeling that the exchange rate, when I made that plan, the exchange rate was at 150 yen to the dollar. It's now like 140. I think it even dropped to 139 one day. This might, I guess you could consider this timing the market because I'm timing currency, but I'm going to keep it in yen. And when the dollar yen conversion hits a number that I'm comfortable with, I'll make a big transfer over and do a lump sum payment. So I'll just keep it in yen and do that. But once the emergency fund is filled, my savings every month will be split between normal savings and eventually lump sum loan payment. And then once I switch jobs and I get more money, it'll be savings, lump sum loan payment, more investments. And then once loans are done, split up that payment into savings and investments, or however what percentages I want to do with that. So that's basically with that. Let me quick do something. 1 second. We're all good. So that should give you like a pretty good idea of my finances and like what I live on. You'll see people online who say that this is nowhere near enough and you're going to die in poverty. There's people who are in less than me and are fine. I'm very lucky I live with Miju because I can live in an apartment. If I didn't live with her, I would not be able to live in a 2-room. This is a 2DK, 2 rooms, a dining room, and a kitchen as well. Dining room, kitchen, kind of the same thing, but So we have kitchen and then 2 rooms. Would not be able to live here probably without splitting it with someone. So I'm in a very good position, and I realize that this isn't capable for everyone, especially if you just come to Japan immediately. I got lucky that I met her quickly and that things worked out, and we were like, screw it, let's do this, and that was pretty quick. So that's why I'm in this position. But I feel like it's enough to live right now, but not to live how I want. I definitely stop myself from doing things. And that's just because it's not that I don't have the money. It's just because I'm very concerned and strict on my finances, because I do care about retirement, hopefully early one day. I don't know how early, but early. And I do want to plan for what could happen and stuff like that. So that's why the emergency fund is really important to me. The investments are really important to me. And a general savings is also really important to me. I could save I could spend every money I get, every yen I get, but me as a person, I can't do that. I would kill me. It would kill me inside. So I'm okay with depriving myself of some things, but it is slightly frustrating because I'm underpaid 100% compared to what I should be getting paid. And I'll go over that with moving jobs, but it's why I want to. One of the big reasons. But it's not like I hate my life and things are going bad. Because I'm able to save so much, and I am very concerned about my finances and stuff, it lets me spend more money than it probably seems. Like, how do I explain this? Like, for example, the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to come out. It's 500,000 yen. 500,000. No. It's 50,000 yen. That's like a good amount of money. For me, at this rate, as you can see with the graph, if I wanted to, I could theoretically buy that in 2 months with just the savings number. But because of the way I can cut certain parts, and I still have 2 months of that student loan that are sitting in my other account, it takes me 1 month of being kind of normal and not really scrounging or being like super stupid about my finances, to where it takes me 1 month and I can buy the Switch and it doesn't really affect me. It like takes out the savings for that month, basically, almost all of it. But it's not like my account's going to go to zero. Like, I'll still have over 500,000 yen, and it's just like, oh, I'm 1 month back in my emergency fund, in my goal. But the emergency fund is really important, so I do want to get that up. But I do realize that living for yourself and doing things you want to do is also important to not go crazy. So Sometimes it might take me an extra month to hit that emergency fund. And you know what? If an emergency hits in that extra month, I made a bad choice and I got unlucky. But I'm not going to try and always 100% live to that possibility of like, what if I get unlucky? What if I get unlucky? So if it takes an extra month, sometimes extra month or two, I'm okay with that at the end of the day if it allows me to enjoy my life, depending on what it is. And I'm very careful about what those spending things are. So it's not like every month I'm spending 50, 60,000 yen on nonsense. Like I'm particular if I spend that much. So sometimes it may be like, oh, damn, you're spending that much money and you always say you're poor. It's like in my head, I am poor because the money that comes in is I'm all of my money I would like to put as much as possible to the emergency fund. In my head, I'm in negative dollars, negative yen in my bank account, kind of. Like I'm in that kind of position in my head. When I hit 750,000 and I have that emergency fund, I'm at zero. That's the way I look at it. So yes, I have that money, but it's not spending money. It's not supposed to be spent. I'm trying to build that and maintain that at a certain amount for as long as possible because it's important to me and I think important to do, not just for me, but everyone. And it's not financial advice, but I think everyone should really be on top of their finances and do things like that. So to me, I'm at $0 still. Not even at zero. I haven't hit it yet. Do I sometimes go a little more in the negative? Yeah, but it's not that I legitimately have zero. I just try to live like I have zero as much as possible so that I can get to the point where I really have a good amount of money that I don't consider zero. That's probably all I can say about the finances. If anyone has any questions about it, Discord's probably the best way. DM me. We can even get into a call if you want because I love talking about this stuff. So that would be the best place to ask me one of those questions. But I think that goes over everything and kind of my mindset on it. So I guess we'll move on to the next. That was kind of long. I apologize. We'll move on to the next thing. Back here. So the next thing I have is things I enjoy about living in Japan. This one's a good one. The next two are kind of long sections. We're already an hour in. I'm sorry. But first thing, I just like being here. I think I've said it before, but being able to just be in Japan is like a giant plus for me. And it really just lets me remember a lot of everything that it took to finally get here. So just going outside and walking around is really good and allows me to not just like relax and chill because walking is great and stress relieving. But it lets me reflect on life and just like kind of look at everything in like a big overview type of thing. I think I mentioned this before, but before I got that job offer, I was stressed every day about finding a job in Japan because after being here for those 3 months, I knew I wanted to come back. And if I didn't get that job offer, it meant I had to go back to the US, find a job there, probably move somewhere, and then live my life knowing that eventually I'm coming to Japan. I had it set in my mind I was going to Japan. And to me, moving somewhere in the US, making friends, possibly dating someone, having a job, all that stuff, you can say like, oh, maybe you'll get all those stuff and not want to go to Japan. Possible, totally possible. I get it. However, I was like, why would I do that when I know in 3, 4, however long, 3 months, 3, 4 years, not months, 3 years, 4 years, 2 years, however long it took, I knew I was coming here one day. Why would I do those things and then have to say goodbye and rip myself away from that and potentially not have a good time afterwards when I knew I was going to have to leave it all behind? So I was like, I'd rather do it now because I want to do it now. Because I have this, I know I'm going to do it. It felt like if I was in the US for an extended period of time, I would have been wasting my time there because I wouldn't have wanted to do anything because of I knew I was coming to Japan. I wouldn't want to go make friends. I wouldn't want to go date anyone because I knew that at the end of the day, I would be leaving and I didn't want to deal with that. So, when you think about all that and I walk around out here, it's a crazy feeling because I was close to not having this feeling and possibly living a whole different life right now. So it's kind of crazy. So I take it in almost every time I go outside, honestly. it's hard for me to go outside and not think about it. Maybe one day that'll change, but for right now, it's like that. I'm gonna sneeze. Thanks for the bless you. Appreciate it. Side note, me and Miju say bless you because like I just keep saying it, even though I know they don't say it in Japan, but I say it, and then she started saying it. So, and now she is like indoctrinated. So if someone says bless you or a friend says bless you outside, she wants to say it, but then she's like, oh no, that's weird. Can't say it. We're in Japan. So it's funny. So I win. But to continue. I also really like to be able to fully live on my own and support myself without having to worry about other people. Yes, I live with her and I'm not doing it all alone. However, in order to live, she's not a necessity. Like, I can live without her. I could be living on my own right now. I'm glad I'm not. But there's something special about finally leaving your hometown, living with your parents, not having to worry about someone else for money, having your own job, having all this stuff, and being like actually having true independence. And God damn it, dare I say it, finally becoming a damn adult. It's kind of nice. I like it. So that's also a thing that I have since I live here, and it's completely. I think I go over this a little bit more in a bit, but it's completely separate because it's in a completely other country. I can't go home easily or go to a friend's house that I know for 10 years. It's separate, and it really feels like this is my life, if that makes sense. Another thing I enjoy, I really dislike driving, so this place is great. It's not that I can't drive, I just hate having to deal with everyone else, get anxious about it, having to focus on not just myself, but everyone else, and don't like it. When I would drive in the U.S., especially like from college to home, it was like 2.5 hour drive. I would drive at midnight or 2 in the morning, in the middle of the night. Nobody's on the roads, and if there are, it's like very rarely anyone. So I could just like chill, have a good time, put on music, scream my heart out to the songs, and then go wherever I had to go. I did not like driving. Just not a fan. So moving here for that in that aspect was a big plus for me, since I don't have to drive. In the future, might try and get a license. But the stupid thing is, because I'm from the U.S. and we drive on the opposite side of the road, unless my research is wrong and I'm wrong here, correct me if I am, but pretty sure that because of that, I have to take the whole driver's test and everything from scratch. I can't just be like Europeans and just like do a license transfer and get a Japanese license. I have to take this license from test from scratch and everything. And that sounds fucking terrible, and I think I'd rather die. So, big reason why I do not have a license here, and why if I do get one, it will be in the future. Far future. Because no. So it's pretty hyped that I don't have to worry about getting in a car when I want to go somewhere. If I want to go somewhere right now, I can either walk to it, or I can just get on a train and get there pretty quickly. And even if it takes an hour or two by train, I still don't have to drive, and it's great. Another thing I like, it kind of piggybacks off the whole no car thing, but I love how walkable it is. It was one of the things that I noticed as soon as I came to Japan. I knew about Japan before I came, but once you're like finally living in the life of the day to day and you can just walk and do everything you want without getting in a vehicle, it's fucking life changing. My hometown literally is nothing within walking distance of my house. So being able, like literally everything I want, this 30-minute walk is kind of far. But within 30 minutes, I can get to anywhere I want. Literally anywhere. And that's awesome. Like, I say 30 minutes because the Gyomu Super is like about 30 minutes away. 25-ish. But like everything I really need and could want, there's another supermarket within 10 minutes. Like everything else is 10 minutes. That's the only one thing, and that and a book off are the only things that are over 10 minutes away. That's awesome, dude. It's completely different from anything I grew up with, and it's different from my house in college, because even then we had to use a car to get places. So it's awesome to just walk, to be able to walk. I like walking in general, so it's cool that I get to just walk and go wherever I want just by walking. It's awesome. Always like that about Japan. Still like it. Has not changed at all. If there's an event, there's another thing I like. Sorry, next thing. if there's an event that I want to go to, I can go to it. Like an exhibition, a gallery, a concert. I can just go. I don't have to sit there in my room being sad that I can't go because I live on the other side of the world. This happened when I was deep into immersion or something. Something for a series I like or a band I like would have a concert, or there'd be like a manga exhibition or something, and I couldn't go because I'm in America, dude. I'm in Pennsylvania in my room. Like, so the fact that like those small things where it's like, oh, there was a YOASOBI concert. I went to a YOASOBI concert. Got super lucky. Had floor seating, all by chance. Awesome, crazy. But I went to a damn YOASOBI concert. I can't do that in America. Well, I could when they go on a tour, but you have to wait for a specific tour, and then I gotta fly somewhere or drive somewhere far to go to that tour because it's sure as hell not coming to my hometown. Whereas here, it's like I get on a train and I'm at the Tokyo Dome, and I can go watch, and it's awesome. Like, stuff like that is insane, and it's one of the best things about being here because I would get upset. Like, there were literally, like, I remember there was like, I think it was a YOASOBI concert, one of the concerts that they did. I wanted to go so bad, and it was just like, I'm just sitting in my room, and it's like, I can't go. Like, no matter what I do, I can't go. It can't happen. So not having to worry about that is awesome. It's honestly life-changing when you like stuff like that. Like, for example, on the 4th, there's a collaboration between an artist and the Monogatari series in Akihabara. I'm going. It's free to go. I've signed up. I got a QR code, John. I'm going. Like, I get to just go. I get to go, take pictures of the art, go look at how cool it is, buy some merch, and then go home, and I'm done. And it's awesome. It's just awesome, dude. I can't explain how cool that stuff is if you care about stuff like that. Like, if you like music, or if you like anime or stuff, like, being able to do that stuff is like, it's just cool that you have that opportunity, and it's not something you can get without living here. It's awesome. It's awesome, dude. Next thing I like, I appreciate how easy it is to go out and eat. Kind of irrelevant because, you know, I know Japanese, so I can talk to people if I need to. But I don't like talking to people in Japanese, don't like talking to people in English, specifically at restaurants. Even in English, I will rehearse my damn order in my head until the waiter comes. So it's just a me problem. So in Japanese, it's even more stressful because it's not my native language. So I have to practice even more, and then can I read this? Oh no, I can't read it. And, you know, it's a mess. So there's almost always a tablet order thing at a place, or it's just easy. It's not anything crazy. Rarely have to play the game of practicing my stupid order before the waiter comes, and then they ask me, wait, do you want this? And I go, shit, that wasn't in the fucking dialogue that I practiced. Do I want that? I don't know. And then it becomes a mess. So I appreciate that easy aspect. The places I like the most, they all have tablets or self-order things. Great, changes my life. Fun time. Big fan. Next thing I like Gyomu Super. That's it. That's the bullet point. That's what I wrote down. That's it. Enough said. Bulk-ish grocery store. Cheap as hell. I like the food a lot. It's great. Have some cool, like, foreign-ish snacks. Kind of. Cool. Big fan. Go. We're an hour in. So, next thing I like is the internet is stupid cheap. I don't think I said the price in my finances, but I pay 3,500 yen a month for 1 gigabyte fiber. You can't get that in the United States. You can't. It's impossible. So, and I lived in a small town, so it was dominated by one ISP, and that ISP sucked ass. So, it's just impossible where I'm from to get that speed and that price. It's just impossible. And getting them both together is insane. So, as far as I know, my internet also doesn't have a bandwidth limit or anything, which my ISP at home did, and it was annoying. I get consistently 900s down and between 700 800 up for a super cheap price. Giant fan. Glad I got it, and I'm glad I ran a stupidly long Ethernet cable from my kitchen all the way around the floor into my room so that I can hardwire my PS5, my PS3, my computer. I love that everything is hardwired. It's great. I'm glad I did that. Did that recently. I was on Wi-Fi only, which still was getting 300, 400, which is great. But putting everything not through Wi-Fi and all hardwired, game changing. This video is gonna be like an hour and a half, and it's gonna upload in probably like 10 minutes. Like, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. Maybe even less than 10 minutes. Unspeakable in my hometown in middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. This next one is the final thing that I really like about Japan. I still really like, as stupid as this sounds, the overall vibe of Japan. You would think that the magic would still wear off, and as with most things, I'm sure it will. It'll fade and eventually be gone completely one day. But as I mentioned before, still crazy and feels like an out-of-body experience that I'm even here. And I still feel that when I go outside every day. And I'll feel that when I go outside tomorrow, because I think I'm going to go somewhere tomorrow. Maybe. Maybe not. Might go on a walk tonight, actually. So I might feel it tonight. Only been here for a year, so there's a lot of time for that to change. But for now, it's still there, and just grateful every single day. It feels so different than the U.S. here, and I just really like it. I like going outside, seeing the buildings, the signs, the people, the language, everything. I still love it. I mentioned in my one video, I forget which video, but I mentioned that sometimes you have those days and it's like, oh, I want to throw up just looking at Japanese. That doesn't happen very often to me. Hasn't happened since that day that I talked about in that video. Most days I'm happy, and I love being here. I love it. It's awesome. It's one of the reasons, like, the vibe and everything about Japan was, on all of that stuff, was the reason I was initially pulled towards it. Like most people are when they watch anime for the first time or see something Japanese, and they're like, well, what is this? And it grabs them. It obviously happens to a lot of people. It's not a very, like, unique experience, but yeah, like, that feeling of awe and excitement is still there, even if, like, I dread some things while living here, like going to appointments. Ugh, I hated appointments in the U.S., but I gotta go to an appointment here in a language I don't understand. I do understand, but you get the point. Appointments are stupid. I had to go to an appointment like a week and a half ago. It went well. It was great. It was all that, but, like, ugh, just the thought. Growing up is just appointments, man. It sucks. But, like, there's other good things, but appointments, really? You gotta schedule them yourself? What the fuck is that, dude? Thank God you can schedule online for most things. Final little sub-bullet point for this overall vibe thing. As a kid, never pictured leaving the U.S., to be honest. And, honestly, as a kid, I didn't understand how there could be other countries that had their own language, culture, food, people. Like, I couldn't wrap my head around the concept. It's not that I didn't believe it. Like, obviously I knew that those people existed. But without leaving your country and seeing it firsthand, as a kid, that can be kind of hard to wrap your head around and really understand. Because you're just so used to the one place. And especially for me, I didn't leave my hometown very often as a kid. So it's not like I'm in home state, hometown-ish area. So it's not just that. It's just like I was not exposed to anything like that. So it was hard to really believe it because it's like, well, I mean, like, I didn't really experience. I don't know. Like, I don't know for sure. So the fact that now I left the country, visited Japan, and now the only other country I've visited, every country I've been to in my life, I've lived in. That's really weird to think about. I'm actually living in a different country than where I was born. And it's mind-blowing and probably something that kid me would explode if he found that out. And definitely never expected it. Still is a little weird sometimes, to be honest. And the fact that I did this, not that there's like anything like super special to show of it. It's not like I'm being paid a lot of money or anything, as you can tell. Just the fact that I did it is something I'm proud of. Definitely. You're not going to ever hear me say that very often, though. I said it in this video because I try to be more vulnerable and more honest with my feelings in these videos to give you guys like a real understanding of what it's like being here, what my life is like, and just who I am, because, you know, this shit's fun. But you'll never hear me admit that, really. No matter how many times I hear from someone, 一人で外国に住めるなんてすごいよ. No matter how many times they tell me how crazy it is that I moved to a different country and lived there by myself. Like, you're never going to hear me say that it's crazy. But it is. And I feel that. Don't worry. But and I'm happy. I'm proud of myself. Because it's not easy and not everyone can do it. And I'm surprised I did it. Because I don't fit the character build as someone who would do it, probably. But very glad. So it's just a big deal in general to be here. And very grateful and completely aware of that every single day. So there's obviously more things I enjoy and like about Japan. But as I was writing, those were the things that popped in my head first, and I think it gives you a little bit of an overall picture of what I enjoy. So I think that's good. Good variety of some smaller things and some bigger things as well. So even if it's not the 100% best circumstances living here, there are a lot of things I enjoy, and there's always things to find that you like about a certain thing. So on the contrary, let's talk about things I don't enjoy. Yay! Preface this with these are all my opinions, and they might be wrong because just these are my experiences, and I might be dumb. So just keep that in mind because I don't want to say it every time, but I might still say it. So get ready. Number one, I feel like they don't tell you literally anything about what you have to do with anything. Let me explain. For example, when you move, you have to go to your ward office, tell them you're moving, so that they can be like, okay, cool, we're going to remove you from like the registry or whatever they do. And then once you move, you got to go to the new place and tell them what you did, that you moved. They tell you this when you enter the country. They're like, within 14 days, you got to register your address at the ward office. But, as far as I'm aware, maybe I was told this, don't remember, I wasn't told directly that I have to do that when I move. I was only aware of it because I Googled what to do when moving in Japan, and I learned that way. No one told me. There isn't like an easy thing to just know, so if you're not trying to figure it out, you're just not gonna know. Like there was a thing with mail. I forget. I changed all of my addresses and stuff, and the ward knew I changed mail, but my address and stuff. But I think I forgot to tell the post office or something. So the first time a package came here, it got held because they're like, this guy doesn't live here, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to tell you guys that I moved. So I had to fill out a thing then, and it was like, oh, didn't know that until I was like in the thing, and I was like, oh, okay. It makes sense though, as I'll mention a little bit, but not a big deal overall. But it's just one thing in the case of, please do this, but we're not going to really explain such, tell you to do it, but you have to do it because it's required, and if you don't do it, that's a problem. And I feel like that kind of comes up a lot here. Maybe not like a crazy amount, but I feel like it comes up. And there's even sometimes where I'm talking to Miju, and she's like, oh, I don't know if I knew to do that either. And it was like, you live here, and you don't know? Like, what the hell is someone like me? What is someone who comes here and doesn't know Japanese supposed to do? I'm glad I at least know Japanese, so once I find it, I can usually understand it if it's only a Japanese resource. But, like, if a Japanese person doesn't know about a certain thing, how the hell is a stupid foreigner supposed to know? What the hell? That's crazy. Now, I want to say that I'm well aware there's probably a reality wherever you live, and it's probably the exact same in the U.S. But I grew up there, and I heard things and experienced stuff, so I kind of know like what you have to do certain things. So I'm sure it's hard for someone moving to the U.S. as well. There's probably a lot of things like that as well. But it's still annoying. It's still annoying to deal with, okay? Whether it's the Japan-only problem or whatever, and it's just because I didn't know because I didn't be born here. It's just annoying, okay? I feel bad for people who aren't native to a country because it can be annoying sometimes to try to figure out what the hell you have to do if someone isn't there to help you or tell you. So, yeah, screw that, man. Number 2. This is more of a personal thing, and I know that not everyone will have this problem. But every stupid fucking bill that I have to pay needs its own fucking website or an app where I can look at the statements and I can pay for the fucking bill, okay? This is just a provider thing, but my stupid fucking gas and water don't have a I'm reading exactly how I wrote it because I was pissed when I wrote this. Don't have a fucking online portal to look at shit. Why? What the fuck? So, of course, for this is great. The water bill only comes every 2 months. Why? So it's a waiting game for the stupid paper to come and then go, okay, here's the water price breakdown. Glad I know how much it costs. Like, everything at least comes out directly out of, like, accounts. But not being able to see the usage or at least anticipate a bill amount is just annoying. Why the fuck do I have to wait for you to send me a stupid fucking piece of paper or look religiously at my bank account? It doesn't come out of my bank account, which I'll go over next. But it doesn't come out of my bank account, so though I'm someone who would religiously look at it, why the fuck do you have to do that to know how much something costs? Make a fucking website. Why is there no goddamn website? It pisses me off, dude. What is with that garbage? Why? I get it if there's no app. I can understand. Well, in 2025, there should be an app. But I understand. I can be sympathetic. Why the fuck is there not a website, dude? Why is there not a website? How hard is it to have a website with a database? You can check their statements, and you can look at the fucking pay button. You don't even need to pay through the website. I just want somewhere to look at my statements. There's not that. There's not that I'm aware of. Maybe there is. Maybe I'm dumb, and this can be all thrown out. But no statement. No website for that. Really stupid. I hate it. Number 3. I hate how Japan is stupid, and they have dumb fuck you foreigner rules. Okay? It's dumb. I'm sorry. I'll say it. It's dumb. Not enough for me to be like, oh, Japan's racist. This place sucks ass. But it's just annoying. It irritates me that for this apartment, I don't have anything in my name. We wanted to put it in my name, but it would cost more money to put it in my name because I'm a foreigner. A, fuck you. B, fuck you. C, fuck you, I speak Japanese and I'm living with a goddamn Japanese partner. And D, I'm white and from America, okay? Sorry, but let's be honest here for 3 seconds. They 1,000,000% have a preference in this country on the type of foreigner, as in your skin color and where you're from. I don't agree with it. It's stupid. Not a good thing. However, let's be honest. That's just how it is, okay? So I fit into probably the best category of that in the eyes of the people. Not like the average person. You know what I'm saying. White and from America. Literally, they're ideal. Why the fuck? Why? E, I like being in control of my money because, as I mentioned earlier, finance moron. So I'd like to be able to, if it comes out of my account, it makes me feel better and I don't have to worry about sending people money every month. I just receive the money and I know how it works. I still keep track of everything, so I send the right amount of money every month, and it's a little more complicated tracking than I want to. So it's not the end of the world, but I'd still prefer it if it was in my name because then I get to be the one in control of all that. And then finally, letter F for fuck you. Like, come on, dude. Like, it's another thing that overall, not that big of a deal because you can get around it, like, i.e. having Miju be the one on all of the bills, and then it's not that I'm living here that is the issue. It's that the guarantor company was like, well, if everything is in the name of a Japanese person, the English person, you got to pay more money. And it's like, okay, so put in the name of the Japanese person, and magically you don't have to pay more money. It's like, well, literally nothing changed besides one name of a document, but still, that changes the money. So you can get around it, but it's just annoying. It's annoying and stupid. Like, come on. Same with I mentioned in my moving video, but same with the landlords just immediately saying no foreigners without even knowing a single thing about you, like what you look like, your name, if you speak Japanese or not. There's just people who say no foreigners. You can get around it. There's still cheap apartments that you can get as a foreigner, but like, dude, fuck you. Like, come on, man. Like, it's just dumb. It's really stupid. Next thing that I hate, summer fucking sucks here. don't come here in the summer, okay? It's ass. I hate it. I really hate it. And it's about to be May, which means it's about to be summer here because May equals summer. Hell, end of April means summer this year, I guess. And it fucking sucks. I try not to go outside too much in the summer, which sucks because you would want to go outside in the summer when it's warmer and there's sun and you can enjoy life, but it's not so much fun when the humidity makes it feel like you're swimming through the air. It feels like you got into a fucking pool and you're swimming. You sweat, that sweat's not going anywhere. You're going to be full of sweat for the rest of your life now. And it's becoming so much of the damn year. It's hot until like November. And then it gets hot at the end of April. There's no spring. There's no fucking fall. It's just summer here and a small winter time. And it is fucking terrible. At least in Tokyo. Don't know about other parts. But terrible. I can deal with dry heat to a point. There were times where I'd be back home with some humidity, where it would hit 100 degrees. And it's like, yeah, that sucks. It's not my favorite by any means. But it feels way better than it being 100, being like 90 here, and the humidity is like literally off the charts as high as humanly possible. It's terrible. Just don't come here if you don't live here in the summer. Literally any other time, fine, I guess. Summer, just don't. It's bad. It's so bad. We're rounding down, guys. I'm sorry this is long, but we're still moving. Another thing I hate. The 1 yen coin is shit, dude. It's shit. I hate cash. I almost never pay with cash. But fuck the 1 yen coin, okay? It feels like plain money, dude. I had, as a kid, this is classic. They might have this other places, but classic American capitalism. I had a McDonald's cashier play set where you could be the McDonald's cashier at a little McDonald's thing and like give nuggets and burgers, make burgers, all that stuff, play with money, put in the cash register. So much fun as a kid. The money that they gave you in that set feels identical to a fucking 1 yen coin here. It might as well be fake. It is stupid and I feel gross touching it because it feels like you could just crush it with your fingers. It's so dumb. It's also absolutely fucking useless. Just useless. Oh, you can pay for it this way. Now, fuck you, okay? It's stupid. Useless. No need. Just get rid of it. My final bullet point under that has to be a better way to do this. Same with the penny in the US. 1 cent yen denomination of currency needs to get the fuck out, okay? It's absolutely insanely useless, and I hate it with all of my might. And Japan pisses me off more than the penny because it feels bad. If the 1 yen coin felt how every other coin felt, I'd be like, oh, this is stupid as a concept. I hate it. But I wouldn't be as mad because it just feels like they're fucking with you. It feels like they're like, oh, here's your 1 yen coin, loser. Take your play coin. It pisses me the fuck off. It's so bad. Like, it's such a stupid thing to hate and get mad about, but it's so dumb. It's just terrible. Not a fan. Next thing, as evidenced by earlier, I'm paid like shit, dude. As mentioned in the finance section, severely underpaid, and it's just annoying, lol. That's what I put. I hate having to base my life around that, and then losing out / forcing myself to miss out on things because of it. This will hopefully change once I switch jobs once or twice, but for the time being, it's one of my least favorite aspects of living here, and it affects me negatively on a daily fucking basis. If my money goes up monthly, my life changes a lot, okay? So, yeah. It's just one thing that sucks. Ooh, sorry, we're moving. Damn, this might be a long video. I'm sorry. We're moving forward. The final thing I don't like. I'm far away from my friends and family. And that sucks, dude. I'm gonna try not to get emotional during this part, but I might. You never know. But this is the biggest dislike, and I can completely understand why people would want to leave and go back home. It's completely understandable. I've had moments where I'm like, fuck, like, do I even want to be here? Like, this shit is ass. Like, I kind of just want to go home. I just want to go home right now so bad. I felt that. Sometimes you just have a bad day and you're like, damn, this sucks. Until now, well, I've never not lived with someone that I was either friends with or living with my family. Up until college, lived with my family. In college, had a roommate who was my friend for the first 2 years, and then the final 2 years had a house with the original roommate and then another friend. I always had people living with me that I really liked and had long connections with. Friends, long time, family, since birth. So it's kind of like, it's new to go away from that and then not just have them not be there and you living with them, but them being like completely on the other side of the world and you can't do anything about it. You can't just go see them easily. Obviously now I live with Miju and that's great. But when I was living alone, it just fucking sucked. And I didn't realize how much I'm fine with living alone. I actually like that aspect. And sometimes I wish I had more time to live alone. But not being close to people who are important to me fucking sucks. That's the thing. Like, living alone is fine, but if there's someone, like your family member or best friend 15 minutes away, an hour away even, feels way better than a 17-hour flight. Let's be real. Until then, I didn't really realize how much I liked being close to others. I thought I liked being alone, and I did like being alone, but I wasn't completely isolated. I had a very easy way to get contact if needed in a physical way. So like in college, because I was living with my friends, I never really felt that loneliness of being away from my family because, yeah, I was 2 hours away from them in the final 2 years, but I had two of my best friends in the same house. Like, sorry, mom and dad, but like, you just don't care about being far away from your family then because you're too busy having fun with the people there. Not that you don't love them or don't miss them, but it's like you have something to fill that void. So you're like, oh, fuck it. I don't give a shit. But when you're literally alone, it's a lot different. I love Miju, and I like the people I met and hung out with so far here. Also, L word. Oh my god, he said it. But it doesn't compare to hanging out with your friends that you've known for a decade or being with your family. Like, no matter how many friends I make here, at least at the moment, it is not the same as hanging out with my friends that I've had for over a decade. It's just not the same. And there's nothing bad about either types of friends. It's not the same. Love Miju. Not the same as being with my mom or dad. Or like, these are different things. And it sucks losing out on that aspect. And moving here is great and all that, and I'm glad I did it, but like those things really, like, probably the biggest thing that eat away at me and go like, damn, like, this fucking sucks. Like, it just does, and I just have to deal with it. I'm really glad that the internet exists, or else I probably would have wanted to go home, like, legitimately. Very lucky that my friends stay up late and are degens so that we can talk, and we can talk in the middle of the day for me because they're still awake. If they live normal lives and we're degens, wouldn't be able to talk to them very much, and it would suck because I talk to them every day, or at least most days, and I love that. I'm glad I can talk to them because I don't have that type of, like, quickly meet, hang out, do things all the time friend in Japan. Mainly because I haven't met someone like that, but also because I don't have the money to go out and do things and do stuff like that. So it's not there. So I'm glad that I have the internet. And then this is the final thing for this section, but it also doesn't help that within the first few months of moving here, my only grandmother that I ever had alive during my life on my mom's side, she died within 3 months of me living here. During the training, she passed away, and it's like, she was the only grandmother I ever had. Like, I had one on my dad's side, but she was dead before I was alive, so it's not the same. So it's like, that fucking sucks, dude. Like, I didn't even get to see her super recently before that because of moving away to college and then going home, going to Japan for 3 months, going home, going back to Japan to live here. So, like, to be honest, like, I don't know when, like, if you ask me when was the last time I saw her, I don't know. And, like, I know obviously it was within those last couple years, but I can't pick, like, it was this time, and I don't really have a memory of that time. And that fucking sucks, dude. So, like, I felt pretty sad, like, when that happened because, like, Not just because she's my grandma and she died, but like not being able to at least see her before she passed away. And like I just wish that I could have saw her one last time if I knew that she was gonna not be there and there wouldn't be a chance to see her again. That fucking sucks. Like, because seeing someone on the phone or a phone call is not the same as being in person. It's just not. So that shit like that sucks ass, dude. And the sad part is it's probably not the only time that's gonna happen, and that's the worst part about it, honestly. Granted, I guess the one good thing is that I only have good memories, and I don't have any bad memories from like towards the end, because from what I was told, it obviously wasn't the greatest. It's never fun to, never a good time to be around someone when they're on their deathbed, I guess. But so I'm glad that I have the good memories. But you know, and like even if I was in the U.S., I don't think I would have wanted to go to the funeral. Not because of bad blood or anything, but just because like I don't really like funerals or like the idea of them. Because like when I'm dead, I'm dead. Like the funeral's for you people. Like it's supposed to celebrating their life, yeah. But I'm dead, so I don't care. Like it's just for you all people to like be together, which is cool, great, have fun. But like personally, if someone dies, I don't want to be. I'd rather be by myself and deal with that alone than be in a room with a bunch of other people dealing with the same thing. So I don't think I would have fun. Not that you're supposed to have fun, but I don't think I would have wanted to go just because I'd rather deal with that myself. But not even having the option to go if I wanted to fucking sucks. Like I'm here. Like I can't just pay a fuck ton of money and go home for a couple days, go to a funeral, and then come back. If it was like my mom, dad, or like super like someone I lived with, like brother or something like that, then yeah, different, obviously. But for every family member that dies, I can't just go back. Like, so it's like that fucking sucks. So like having to hear about important family life events, not just deaths, but like other things, through a FaceTime or through a fucking text message, it just sucks. Okay, it's not fun. It's not fun in person, but it's a completely different experience when you're kind of being told in a third party way type thing like that. It's just, it sucks. And I mean, I dealt with it, but like, I don't know when it's going to happen again, and it probably will happen again. And I'm not excited about it because that's a fucking shitty aspect, like overall. And I don't think anybody ever mentions that. Like, yeah, they mentioned being far away from friends or family, but like what happens when like those friends or family cease to exist? That's a fucking experience, dude. So yeah, who knew? But human connection, kind of important for human beings. Apparently we value that, in case you were unaware. But yeah, that's basically all the dislikes. With the same thing with the likes. There's more, but these popped in my head. This is small and big things, and I hope it gives a little insight. Yeah, it's just everywhere has its pros and cons. Probably more things I dislike about Japan itself, but I didn't really go into that. I went more into the experience, I think. But I'm really bad at thinking about what I dislike unless I'm in that moment. So from now on, whenever I have a thing I don't like or I do really like, I want to write it down, because I'm so bad when people ask me that question. What do you like about Japan? What do you not like about Japan? It's like, I don't fucking know, dude. Like it's hard for me to give a good answer. We're coming down to the last couple sections. This video is almost over. I'm sorry. Next one is future plans, job-wise. So as I mentioned multiple times during this video, I want to switch jobs, and basically as soon as possible. With this current contract ending, I want to get a new job somewhere where I don't have to worry about being fixed on that contract with that company or being temporary, as well as get something salary-wise that I can live on and start enjoying more of my life here. Also, the contract, basically full remote. Next job could be fully in office. Now, if I switch jobs, I'm not only full remote, or I'll kill myself. Like, I'm not on that train. But it would be nice to get, if I could get a hybrid role or something. Whereas, like, I'm in no control of what I do next with this current position. Nothing. So if I can switch jobs on my own terms, can get the type of working environment I want, as well as the type of job, because like I mentioned earlier, the role isn't defined what I can go into. And with the salary wise, nothing, I don't need anything crazy, dude. I don't need anything crazy. I get $186,000 a month right now. Even if that went up to $250,000 after taxes, my life changes a lot, significantly. And it's probably possible for me to get $300,000 after taxes. So like, and that's still not a crazy high salary. So it's like, there's a lot of room to grow, and I'm not asking for the world, because now that I live on this much, the more it goes up, the more I'm just gonna have I'm gonna have money I don't know what to do with, which in my case is great because I'll invest it and put in the savings and stuff like that, and I want that eventually. I want that issue of having more money than I know what to do with. But right now, it's just about getting a little bit more so I can expand my investments and the paying for the student loans, and then also go outside, do things more, and not have to be as much of a penny pincher, I guess, or a yen pincher. So I'm enjoying the assistant/associate project manager role I'm in now. So I want to find something that continue down that path and continue building out a career on the product side of things. As I mentioned, it's what I enjoy the most out of the UX and programming stuff that I did in college and from my prior internships. So if you live in Japan and you might be able to help me find a job, hit me up, dude. I'll send you my resume. We can talk. Honestly, though, if you are experienced living in Japan in tech or whatever, because mainly I would be on the tech side, but please talk to me and give me advice, because yeah, I'd like to get out of this if possible. That's about it for the job stuff. It's very simple. Next is future plans life-wise. First bullet. Honestly, I don't know. As I mentioned before, I think I mentioned this, maybe not in this video, but I want to renew my visa in 2027 and kind of just keep living life and see what happens with things. I've never had a timeline for my life, like graduate this month, this year, kids by this age, buy a house by this age, do this by this age. Never had a timeline like that, and I personally don't see a value in doing that. So, I don't know. I want to live and see what happens, and as decisions come up, make those decisions and figure it out based on how life is going. But the main goal right now is, a lot of my stress recently has been this, but finding a job so I can build that more stable life and career. Once that's taken, I'm sure, this is my next thing I wrote. Once that's taken care of, I'm sure there'll be a different type of anxiety or struggle that pops in my life, and I'll take care of that at that time. But for now, it is the job thing. It eats away at me, to be honest. So that's the stress from when is this contract going to end, switch to the contract is going to end. I need to figure out what the fuck to do now. And it sucks. So that's like the big stress, and that's what I'm focusing on now in general. I'd like to upload more videos like this yearly, but as you can see as the length of this video, I might not be someone who can do this, because holy shit. I want to upload videos like this along with like my yearly Japanese updates. I still want to do those yearly, even if from year 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 7 to 8, nothing changes. I don't care. I want to give you guys an update and kind of show my face and just like be able to like be like, yo, what's up? I like that. It's fun. So, same with some small updates from time to time as things changes in my life that I think are worth talking about. So similar to that moving video that I made, stuff like that happens in Japan in my life, and then I can attach in Japan and everyone goes, oh my God. But stuff like that. For example, once I do find a new place to work, I'd like to make a video about the job search and like my experience at this job, more in depth maybe, my experience in the job search, and give some advice based on my life and stuff like that. I think that'd be cool and fun to talk about, because I just like talking about stuff, and if people want to listen, that's awesome. So I kind of want to do that. Also, this would be cool, but it's very unlikely. But if possible, I want to make some vlog-like videos on some trips I go on, just to document things for myself personally, and then to be able to show you guys a little bit more of like my life, and normally, not me just sitting in my chair reading a stupid topic list and talking about it in front of a camera. So for example, for Golden Week, we're going to Aomori, going to her parents' house. I'd like to be a little stupid YouTube man and film some stuff. Probably since it'll be me and her. If she wants to be on camera, we'll see. But Probably gonna be you'll hear a lot more of me speaking Japanese because me and her only speak Japanese, so that'll be interesting if I actually do take those videos. Not guaranteeing anything, but I would like to do that. It would be cool. I think it'd be fun. This is the reason why I might not do that. This would take actual work and effort, and as shown by my lack of uploads on time, very, very unlikely I do it. In parentheses, but a boy can dream. So yeah, we'll see. I'd love to. We'll see if I actually do that though. Next thing, go back to America sometime next year to visit. So I want to see my friends again and my family. And since we're visiting Miju's family this year for Golden Week, as I literally just mentioned, next year I want to go home and take her with me and go see the fam and the friends. From here on out, it'd be nice to do something like that every 2 years, like go home something and try to keep on that schedule. Not impossible. It's kind of expensive, but luckily once I get there, it's not too expensive because we're not gonna thank God she's not someone who's like, I want to see LA, because I'd be like, first, fuck LA. I went to LA once, only to LAX, and fuck that airport. That shit sucks ass. I don't want to go back. But luckily it's just go home, be in my small town at my parents' house. Don't have to pay for anything like that. So it's just mainly the plane ticket and then some food and souvenirs as we're there. So it's expensive, but not super expensive. It's to the point where every 2 years, if it's a dedicated thing that I want to follow through on, can easily save the money in 2 years without an issue, especially as my salary goes up and I switch jobs. So I'd like to do that if possible. I want to go on some trips outside the country as well as inside the country. And if I could, keep up with not keep up, but do some of those vlogs type stuff. For example, go to Osaka and Kyoto again. I loved both of them the first time I went, and I want to go back and do more things. Go to the Nintendo Museum, see some more shrine stuff that I missed the first time. Go back to Universal, stuff like that. I want to go to Fukuoka. Always wanted to go. Really no reason. I just want to go to somewhere in Kyushu, and Fukuoka sounds like a good play. So I want to go there. I want to go to Nagano for Your Name Seiichi June, baby. Let's go. I fucking love Your Name, so you damn right know I'm going to that lake. God damn it. So that's going to happen. Maybe this year. If not, early next year, 100%. Want to go to Hokkaido again. It's based, and I just need to go again. That's it. Thailand. If you know, you know. Winky face plus a B. So the B, so it looks like a thumbs up. That's how you. If you didn't know that in text, you can give a thumbs up. Like the B. I don't know what it looks like to you, but like the B, it looks like a thumbs up, kind of like it's going like wee. So like the face I did is like this. Enough said. If you know, you know, as stated. Next, Korea. Had a big K-pop phase in like high school and stuff. And I'm also a big fan of Korean fried chicken and all chicken varieties. So it'd be cool to go. It's nice and easy. It's not super expensive. I think the plane ticket's like 30,000 yen. Nothing crazy. And it's pretty close to Japan, so might as well go while I'm living here in case I would ever move back to the US. They would be way longer to go from the US and more expensive. So might as well go while I'm living here. That'd be fun. Probably other countries too, but those are two that came up in my head while I was writing this. And then the final thing about my future life plans. I just want to play more video games, read more things, and just enjoy more of life. Very simple. With the sub-bullet point, hell yeah. So we're coming to my last couple things. I said that last time, but now we're actually moving forward. This is going to be 2 hours. Holy shit. If you're watching right now, thank you. I love you. Will I stay in Japan long term? The answer to that is yes, at the moment. At the moment, it sure does seem that way. Want to continue building my career, as mentioned, and really be able to live the life that I've envisioned for myself here. And it's going to take a couple more years to actually achieve that goal and really work towards it. It's not something that can be accomplished in a year or two, not even 3 within my visa time frame, based on circumstances. So I need more time. So definitely, at least for the time being, I'm here long term. I see things working out with Miju long term, at least at the moment. And since she doesn't really know English, and I don't know if she'd want to live in America forever, we kind of talked about it, and she's kind of like, she's like, I'd rather Japan, but like she's also not like super against America, but she's like, I'd rather Japan, and I'm like, well, yeah, I get it. I can see that changing. That could change, but I don't really see it happening. So if things are long term, then only real option is Japan. Sub bullet point. Not like I'm being held hostage, lol. It's just the most logical thing, and if I wasn't okay with that, then I wouldn't be in this situation in the first place. Yeah. As mentioned, visa's up in 2027. Plan to renew it. Maybe I'll change my mind around that time. Things will change, but like I said, right now I want to be Japan at least until the end of the next visa period, whether that be 1, 3, 5 years, however long the next visa period is. So renew that in 2027. Get my new expiration date, and I will at least probably be here through that, at least to that expiration date. From there, who knows? But that's the plan right now. Couple sections, 3 left, I think, small ones. How has my Japanese changed? I'll go more into depth with this on my 5-year update sometime in June. But it's definitely better than when I first got here, obviously. Especially because I speak it literally every day with Miju. This never changes. The amount of times I'm reminded for the 1 millionth time that I don't know anything is awesome and not frustrating at all, ever, dude. But maybe one day I'll get good. I keep telling myself that for the past 5 years. But maybe one day it'll actually happen. Normal everyday conversations come out super naturally, and I don't feel like it takes any effort. If it's correct or sounds good, completely other story. But things just kind of come out if I'm talking like normally, and I don't have to worry about it too much. Keigo still sucks, and I still have I have to think a lot more when I'm speaking it. Got a haircut today, as you can see. They did not fuck my shit up. We looking good, boys. But spoke Keigo during it, obviously. I can do it. It takes more effort than casual, and I have to think a little more to make sure I add des, change forms to mas, stuff like that. Can do it, but it just takes more effort. It does make work a little more annoying when there's Japanese only meetings. Like there's a meeting where I have to lead the meeting and I have to speak in Japanese. So like saying like deshoka and like what? Like deshoka, we're using that? Like what? Itashimasu. Satsute itadakimasu. Like things like that take more effort. Can be done, but definitely take more effort. But you know, it'll get better eventually. Still immersed in something every day. I plan on taking the N1 finally in December so I can stop being like, oh, I'm basically N1, but I haven't taken the test because of life and I'm lazy. So gonna take it, pass that shit because I'm a fucking legend, and then boom, I'll have the N1 certificate and we can put that baby to rest. I'll go more in depth to the emergent stuff in that 5-year update video when that comes out. Me just mentioned that she wants to help me fix some of the smaller errors just because she really supports me and wants me to get like as good as possible. So that's really nice. So she's like helping me with more smaller stuff, and I'm sure the more that continues, I'll get better slowly but surely as those mistakes happen and then they get fixed up. She doesn't, not like every sentence like, oh, your pitch accent is wrong, oh, this is wrong, this is wrong. I would kill myself if that was the case. But when there's something like I'm obviously struggling with or a mistake I make multiple times, she's been pointing it out to me, and that's been really helpful. Final 2 sections, and they will be very, very quick. Next one, some random thoughts. If any one of you wants more in-depth information about my experience, about specific things that maybe I didn't touch on as much that you would have liked, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, Discord, Blue Sky. I feel like my experience is different than a lot of people who come here because I'm around a lot of tech people, and I feel like a lot of that is they come here with X amount of work experience for their home country, get a good job immediately, and then they're on Reddit complaining that they got an offer of 12 million yen and it wasn't enough for them. And not that I understand life changes as you get more money and then your standards are different. Yes, I get it. Don't worry. But obviously, I am not in the position where if I got offered 12 million yen, I would be assuming that I'd be giving blowjobs out for that amount because there's no way I'm getting a job at 12 million yen at the moment. So I feel like it's very different. I don't have to worry about money issues that are different that come here when you come here immediately after college. Not college from Japan, but college from the U.S., graduate, and your first real job out of college is in Japan. Feel like not everyone has that experience, so it's different. And I didn't come here as like an ALT or anything. So I feel like I have a different experience. So if you're interested, I'll tell you what I know. If there's one thing you can learn from me, this is mainly the finance stuff, but it's possible to live here and not be super miserable even if you don't make a lot of money. So if you are coming here, I recommend don't let money be the only thing that stops you from moving or thinking about it. I think it's important to pay attention and really like know what you're getting into. But I don't think that should be everything. I'm severely underpaid at the moment. But even if that amount goes up by 50, 60,000 yen, my life will be pretty different, even though to everyone else, I'm still underpaid. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a plane. But they like to do that across my apartment all the time. Just by 50,000, 60,000 yen, my life will change significantly. And I know I will still be in the rank of underpaid, probably. Actually, not probably, definitely. But that much to me will change a lot. If I have that much extra every month, I will feel more like a king. If you up that from 60 to 100,000, 200,000 a month, I will literally feel like I'm the richest person on earth. With right now's living situation, things are different if you have kids and all that nonsense. But for me right now, it would change a lot. So yeah, I hope those things help a little bit. Finally, the conclusion. Thank you so much for listening to my long yap fest, okay? I hope you got some helpful information. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it took 2 hours. I was not expecting 2 hours, honestly. Was not at all. Very surprised it took me 2 hours to get through all that. But I hope it was helpful. Once again, down below, follow all my social medias and stuff. Reach out and say, hey, dude, I love your videos. You're great. Please don't tell me that. Actually, if you tell me that, I appreciate it a lot, but I get all embarrassed. But thanks. I appreciate it a lot. So follow me. If you like the video, let me know. Give it a good old like on the YouTubes. Give me a sub and all that. Comment something if you want. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Keep being cool. Thank you for all the support and all the nice messages and everything. It truly, truly, truly means the world to me. I love all you guys. Get ready for my 5-year Japanese update in June. That won't be 2 hours. Probably an hour, maybe less. Hopefully I put it out in June. That's the plan. But until next time, hope you guys have a good rest of your day, night, morning, whenever you're watching this. Thank you guys. And goodbye.